Hey strangers, if you guys are interested in learning about how to do this look, keep on watching. This is going to be a different video from what I usually do, and it might be boring unless I find a soundtrack or something to put over without getting copyrighted. So I'm going to do a tutorial because my friends keep asking me for one, and they're like, when are you going to post it? So I'm going to just do a random summary yet natural look. I don't know what color scheme I'm going for, but this is how I'm gonna do it. I already did my brows and my concealers and stuff, so now I'm gonna start doing my eyes. So before anything, I love putting primer on because I find that primer really does help take down the oils of my lids because I have oily ass lids. So I'm using the Urban Decay priming potion. Hopefully my eyes don't get freaking stingy because I just made hamburgers with jalapeno peppers. So we'll see. But there's that. And I rarely do any sort of like tutorials. It all ends up being the same in terms of like technique. But since my friends asked for it, I'm like, alright, sure. So for the crease, I am going to put like a light brown. I'm gonna grab the Too Faced La Grande Palette palette. I think that's what it's called. The name's not on here, but whatever. It was like a Christmas edition one. So I'm going to use this light brown over here. Or actually no, I'll use this one right here. Probably mix them both. So we're gonna put this on the crease just so it kind of like gives off a little bit of a shadow. And I find that when you do crease stuff first, it makes the eyeshadow look a lot more blended in terms of when you put a pop of color on the lid. I used to do it the other way around where I did the lid first and then the crease, but I've always found myself like going back to the lid. So as you can see, it's already creating a shadow there, it's kind of like a contour for your lids. And do that. Then I'm gonna do it to the other eye. I don't know if it's just me, but I find that when I do this crease thing, one eye always turns up better than the other, just like your eyebrows. One eyebrow looks better than the other, so yeah. So see how this one's a lot darker than this? I don't know how. So if you ever find that happening, what I like to do is just mainly focus on the two eyes and trying to like equal it out. Kind of creates like a cut crease look too, which is what I like. But one day I'll do a cut crease tutorial. I think that's good. So now what I'm gonna do is add a little bit of pink to the lid. I love adding pinks because I find that it adds like a little bit of a blush look to it. So the type of brush that I use for my crease is anything that's poofy like this. And then as for the lid, I love using like anything that's flat, just so you can pack on the color. So again, I'm gonna use it from here. I'm gonna put these two onto my lids. And I noticed that I love using matte colors first, and then for the lid I would put a pop of glitter, and you'll see what I mean. So see how I'm just focusing it on the lid itself. If you don't have a eyelid crease itself, you can just create your own. I think I've seen like tutorials on how to create an eyelid thing, but yeah. So first with the light pink. And also, if you guys are worried about fallouts or anything like that, which I go through a lot, what I notice is that whenever I do bake, I put the baking powder here, and any fallouts that go on it, once you swipe it off, there's no fallout, which is great, but I don't really care for fallouts much. But if I do notice like a huge chunk of eyeshadows on my cheeks, then yeah. So see how it already adds like 2 different tones of color? So hopefully you guys can see. So once that light pink goes on, that's when I'll go to the darker one just to add some more depth. color. That's good. Now the next thing I'm gonna do is gonna add a pop of glitter color on the lid, and I think today what I'm gonna use is Fenty Beauty Kilowatt Foil. I love this so much. I'm so glad I bought it. This is in the color Sangria and I don't even know the names. Mimosa Sunrise and Sangria Sunset. It's one of her new ones, so I'm obsessed. So you can either use it with your fingers or use a brush. So again, with the same brush, I'm gonna use the packing one and just kind of dab it on, and you guys are gonna see the difference between how it pops the color. I love just adding it to the center because I find that it makes it into like a focal point. So see how this is a lot more pinky than that one? And what I like about, another cool thing about tutorials is that you don't have to copy the same color I'm using. You can literally use any color, but the technique can be similar. So there's that, adds more of a pop of color there. So I'm going to do the same on this side. And basically you just keep doing that until it looks similar. Then on the outside, or debating, I think at the bottom I'm going to use this orange, but on the outside here, if you want to make it a little bit more smoky, that's when you want to add like a darker brown. I used to like doing smoky with black, but then I find that that's a little bit too intense for me. So I am going to use brown. So I'm going to use the contour color for my outer crease. And then you just want to move it towards. So when you put the darker color on, you want to like scrub it towards the inner, because if you go out, I find that the fallouts create a lot more. So it's like you're creating a little V there. So you're blending it to the middle half, and then you're bringing it up to your crease. Find like, okay, it's not dark enough, that's when you play around and add another darker color. So see how it's kind of popping out a little bit. So I'm just gonna dab a little onto this dark brown and just kind of like elevating that. So now it's a lot more smokier. I'm gonna do the same for the other side. My hands get tired easily holding a damn palette. Basically building it. Darker brown. I like how you guys can see the palettes though. This is working out really well. Okay, and then once you have enough color, that's when you can focus a little bit more on how much you want to spread it. And you don't have to add any more products. Just play around with what you have on the brush already. So see how it's starting to pack up and look a little bit blotchy? That's when I grab a fresh new brush. So anything that's kind of like poofy, or you can even clean off the brush you were using, but that's when I like to blend. So then it's like a fresh new brush and it won't put more product on the lid. So you want to go in circles, swish around circles just so it starts blending a little bit better. There you go. Alright, so because that pop of purple didn't have too much glitter as much as I wanted to, I wanted to pop a little bit more. I'm actually gonna add some nice glitter. So from my Huda Beauty palette, my favorite like pop of color in here is this color right here, which is Angelic. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it has like a foil of some sort, but you guys will see what I mean. So once I dab it on, so see how I'm just focusing it in the inner corner and the center, it makes it pop like that. And I find that the textured eyeshadow, I remember sawing online that people have been saying it's best to use your fingers because it picks up the pigments a lot better. If you were to use your brush, you're literally just scraping off the product. You're not getting anything out of it. So see how that pops. Now, I changed my mind. I'm gonna put purple on the bottom lid. I used to wear eyeliner at the bottom, but I don't know if I said this story before, but I had a classmate who put eyeliner at the bottom almost every day, and then one day she came to school without eyeliner, and literally her lids, like, she's still beautiful obviously, but like her lids were like folding out, and it just, I've been scarred ever since, and I feel like my lids will probably do that. So I just use eyeshadow at the bottom, or I use nothing. I don't really put eyeliner at the bottom anymore. So I'm gonna put this color at the bottom. And what you would want to use is a brush that is kind of like this. As you can see, there's already a purple on there. So, and this I actually got inspired, which it's like a guilty confession here. I got inspired by Kris Jenner because she always wears like different colors at the bottom of her eyelids, and it really does pop your eyes in terms of like making it stand out, adding a pop of color without putting too much pressure on your eyes. So see that? You can put pink. That's another thing. I love putting pink under the eye. And make sure when you guys use these brushes, obviously you want to clean them at least like once every 2 weeks, or what I do is once a month, which is no bueno, but I don't really wear this much makeup every day anyways, so see how it like pops the look a lot more, which is what I like. So after that's done, what's next? Oh yeah, eyeliner. So I'm going to use, this is like my favorite eyeliner from L'Oreal. So I'm gonna put this. I'm gonna put that on. There's that. I can never perfect my eyeliner. Like every day, it's a new pair of wings. They don't match, but that's okay. That's fine. And the worst thing is when you have all your eyeshadows done, and then when you do the wing eyeliner, it like fucks up the whole thing. You're like, shit. My eyeliner is like running out, which sucks, because this is like my favorite eyeliner of all time. I love how in the beginning I was saying, oh, it's gonna be a natural summer look. This is not natural soap. This is something else. I don't know what I'm gonna call this, but ooh, maybe I'll call it pink sangria. So there's that. Does that match? I feel like one's pointier than the other. Keep going. Okay, we're just gonna wing it with that. Get it? Friend's gonna be like, ew, stop. I always do like little puns. Okay, so that's good. And then what I'm gonna do for the inner corners before I put on mascara is a pearly thingamajig. So I like to use either highlighters, or sometimes I use like a pencil, but today I'm gonna use Becca's, I think Moonstone? Yeah, Moonstone highlighter. And I'm gonna put it in the inner corners. And I find that this makes your eye pop so much more, because it kind of like it adds a little bit of shape to your eyes, I find. And it also makes it look like your eye is bigger. So see? Sometimes I put gold there, but today I'm feeling a little bit subtlety, so I'm gonna add the ish. Alright, now onto the face. Oh my god, this video is gonna be long as fuck. I'm so sorry. So I'm gonna add mascara. Another interesting thing is I never put mascara on the lower line as well. I don't know why. It's been a habit. And the weird thing is, in high school I used to do it. Like, I used to put mascara and eyeliner on the bottom all the time. but I guess as I grew older, I felt like I don't need it. Okay, I think that's good. Gonna add a bit more there. Alright, and then last but not least is contour, blush, and highlighter, and then we're done. So if you guys are interested in continuing watching, do watch, but basically that is the look. So for contour, I'm going to use Fenty's Shtick. I should use powder though because I have oily skin. So because my face is quite round and small, my sister was telling me how someone who was doing her contour was saying how it's best to put it in the middle of your cheeks. Like usually people will go here, but that actually makes your face look a lot more droopier, especially mine because I have a small circular face. So I just put it at the bottom there. I'm gonna grab this kind of brush and just chisel it down. And I used to not contour at all, but then I started to when I kept seeing like a lot of my friends do it. And another tip is to move upwards, because if you go downwards, like drag this down, it just kind of doesn't lift up your cheekbones. So you want to blend it sideways, then push it up. Oh my god, my skin is like naturally red, so it just looks blotchy. Okay, so there's that. I don't know why on camera this looks really red, but I swear to you it is not. But I'm going to add some bamboo to dish, just so it hides a little bit of that redness. I don't even know if that helped. Put a little bit here. Then my blush, I am going to use one of my favorites. This is the Physician Formula Be Happy one. It has the little hearts. I've had this for so long, but I find that it's very natural looking and it doesn't make my skin look too cakey. And then for highlighter, I'm going to use the Strobe Genius palette. And I like mixing highlighters, so I'm going to use this light one. Okay, and then this pinky one. Alright, last but not least, I'm going to put my lip gloss, so BRB, let me go grab that. So I'm going to be using this one. I got it from my friend. So this is the Ofra Long Lasting Liquid Lipstick. So I'm very excited to try this. It looks like a pretty good color. It smells good too. So let's try it out. Oh, it's a very nice color. What color is this? So I can let you guys know. It doesn't really say what color it is, but it looks like that. And then to end off everything, I like to set my face with the Peach Mist from Too Faced. And you always want to make sure you shake it first. Alright. If you guys stuck around for the whole tutorial, I want to say congrats, but hopefully I didn't bore you guys to death. And I hope Nasa you enjoyed it. So that's basically my first look. If you guys are interested in more tutorials, please comment down below, or if you have any suggestions on what I should do. But I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys subscribe if you guys haven't already. But I will catch you guys in a later beauty video or a later vlog video. Bye strangers.